All right, here we are again. It's time. It's time for one more Saturday Sambafying sessions. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know you guys are coming in online, plugging in to the airways of the internet, and we're going to start in a little bit. We got a really cool, interesting tune today to talk about, and very unusual result, I would say, because it's a 3/4. It's a little waltz, one that I really like, and we're gonna get to sambafy it. So let's see. People are coming in. Good morning. How's it going? Thank you for being here with us this morning. As you probably saw somewhere that we are talking about the tune "Someday My Prince Will Come," which is a beautiful waltz, and I play this tune a lot, just like Alone Together, right, that we did last time. I also played this tune quite a bit, but I yet have to sambafy it. I haven't tried that, and just like Alone Together, I'm gonna give it a try today and see what we can do with it. This one is a different type of challenge, since this is a waltz, like a 3/4, and I am curious, just like you are, to see the results we're gonna get in in the sambification process of this thing. Let me make sure that no one calls me during this stream and screw up our stream. Hello, my friend Mark. Can't wait to see how you handle the range of this song. Yes, that's a great problem to solve. Mark is now our BGI member, lifetime, and is always here asking great questions that we always go to the live meetings and go down and go step by step and dissect, if you will. Well, let's start. That tune is in the real book. Let me give you that little peep on the song. "Someday My Prince Will Come," as in the real book, and is in B flat, and I will try to play it that way, and then we explore different keys and things like that. But that song has a interesting range, and Mark already pointed out. It's a little lower in places and high in other places, so you have to do some moving around, right, to get this. So swing, your straight ahead jazz. Great. So you already know this tune. I won't spend much time here because people are complaining that I spend much time with this screen and they want to see my actual ugly face with the guitar. So there we are. Cool. How do we well, we have a few things to overcome first before even we kind of get into the sambafying part, which is this is in 3 and we need things to be in 2. So we can try and see what happens. If I would play this just kind of groove wise and see how this melody would feel in 2, it would be something like that. that's kind of the idea of this song in 2. You see that I am naturally already taking a lot of liberties with the melody, which, you know, everybody does compared to the original real book melody, which is really, really simple. Right? It's very, very basic. The things to consider here on this particular tune when you sort of port that from 3 to 2 is making sure that you apply the proper syncopations, right? The ongoing theme on this live stream and every time I talk about stuff, right? It's just making sure that the syncopations are in place, because that's what will ultimately make this thing dance. That's what we need. So instead of playing, this is in 3. If we put in 2, it will be 1, 2, 1, 2, something like that. But with the proper syncopation, we get to 1, 2, 1, 2, right? I'm applying the syncopation as we usually talk about all the time. The Brazilian syncopation figure, 16, 8, 16, ta, 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 within its variations here. If I do that with the bass, which is usually the first step that I talked to you guys about, right? You take the bottom layer and the top layer, which in this case the melody, in this case is the bass, and see how you can get that whole thing together. And basically you're setting up yourself for success if you do that right. The top and the bottom. So we have see all the syncopations. So you see that basically every moment I am syncopating the melody, I'm displacing where the melody would originally fall, right? I'm getting that figure at full-blown figure there at times, the Brazilian syncopation figure. Let me get this headphone cable away from here. It's kind of annoying. You got the idea. You got syncopation over here, bass, fundamental, very basic, 1 and 2, and then the melody does its part. Whenever the melody rests or is long, you play the groove. You're tired of knowing this already, right? Let's just put everything in place now. We've got a few people here now. Ah, Vitor, e aí, meu velho? Beleza? Obrigado por você estar aqui. Vitor is a good friend. So we have a range type of thing here to take care of also. This melody starts kind of in the middle, heading to the low range, right? Mid layer. Not a lot of things to play between that and the bass, right? You can play the B flat major. The melody is an F, so the melody is here, and the chords will be passing the melody. It would be like up from the melody. That's kind of a problem to solve. What else can you do here? I guess what you can do is maybe put a third here and have that kind of dark low sound. And then here we have the B flat, which is kind of the flat 13-ish here, or sharp 5. on the D7, which is here, but you playing that here, so not a lot of space here. You can do is just play the augmented triad, which is here, right? And then you have this and go to E flat major. So another moment here where you don't have a lot to do. You have E flat to play in the bass, and the melody goes to A, and then resolve into the third. Not a lot of room to do anything. I think that's the best way to play it, is sort of range, because otherwise you need the upper register to be used on the rest of the melodies. Then it's manageable. If you start on the Ra high, and then you have to go up here. Yeah, it makes no sense. So either you play that low and start in this kind of dark, kind of low vibe, and then the melody sits well on the rest of the key, or you have to just switch octaves, which is, something that you have to do sometimes. You can start here. Change octaves here, so that's always a solution to have. I did break my nail yesterday on a rehearsal, and it really sucks. My sound sucks right now. Like it's really bad. I'm burning inside here with this nail, which is not really hitting the tone the way I want. Look at the difference. You can see it's like even more quiet, so sorry about that, but perks of the job, right? So range, you have to play around with that. You start dark, or you start high and then change octaves. So it's whatever feels better to you. I am totally fine playing this beginning like. Works. One thing you can do is put the melody in the middle, which something that we don't talk much about it, but I told you all that is definitely possible. The middle layer having the melody, so I can go. Up top. It's a elegant solution, I might say. It's an elegant solution because you keep the melody where it is, and you also at the same time still providing enough harmonic content to the pile, right? So if you do, as long as you make sure that melody comes forth in the middle, and you adjust the volume of the top as a sort of a complementary harmonic part, but the melody is in the middle. That's definitely something you can do. That's probably what I do here. Right? So that's, I think, an elegant solution for that problem. Again, you can also octave the whole thing up and then bring back the octave lower later. So you can go. right? So that's kind of how you fix, in a way, or resolve that particular range problem. And Mark, that was your solution that you asked for. You have these options. You have the possibility of just octaving up the first part and just kind of move that back to the original octave, or you can play the layers. You can put the melody in the middle, like I show also, and that should take care of your range problem. And then the rest of the range just play itself out, right? So you have then you find here. Cool. As far as the rhythmic part, also we already talked a little bit about the rhythms that I'm using, like the syncopations, always bringing that sound. And don't forget, this is a 3/4, it's a waltz, and we're porting that into the binary, the 2-1-2 kind of Brazilian thing. So have me a couple questions. Yeah, Mark, thank you. You're very welcome. Victor, you also have to pay more attention to dynamics when the melody is in the middle. Right, correctly, my friend. Absolutely correctly. As I was saying, you gotta make sure that the middle layer just comes out more on your performance here, because the top is not the melody anymore. That top is sort of a secondary material that is just helping with the full picture, if you will, of the chord. So you gotta be careful to not put that top melody in not the top melody, the top layer as a feature, right? Because the middle is the feature. So you have to adapt that on your right hand. I'll show an example. So if I play just kind of flat, the top will be also high, but then you don't have the same powers of this melody just sticking out of the context. So if I play kind of flat dynamically, it will be the melody is there, you can kind of see, but now look at the difference. Right? I took a little bit of care to have that middle layer stand out a little bit. And one thing I can do to do that is maybe arpeggiate a little bit more. I have to separate these layers a bit more and get a little bit of a polyphonic spice in there. Not really polyphonic, but you see what I mean. I am giving more separation to these voices so the middle can shine. And I'm playing that more strong so that melody can come up. Cool. Now let's keep going with the rhythming of this thing. So it'll be... top. Right. At the end, by the way, I play the infamous samba funk groove. At the end, always a good thing to put that samba funk in there. Boom, 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 boom. We talk about all that in the program. So this is the idea for the rhythmic engineering of this arrangement into things that I am doing here now. Let's kind of jump into the sort of structure and harmony and things like that. You know, and by the way, if you have a question, just, you know, leave that on here. I am trying to explore a little bit of the middle layer, even though when the melody goes back to the top, I'm always trying to do something there. When the melody rests, that's when you bring the groove or a count melody. I did a little bit here. Like, place now in the middle, so I connected the ending. So just this little you know, voice movements underneath. And then that's the melody again. You see how much interesting that thing becomes when you start moving the voices around, just not playing chord, right? And I am allowed to do that sometimes, mostly when the melody gives some rest. On this case, you know, here I have this, which is under my fingers, but here the melody has this long path there, so that's a chance for me to and then right. So I took a space that the melody gave me, because it was long. I just brought a comment in, something you can do, or you can bring the groove here, right? That's the one thing I talk all the time. Melody informs the groove, but when melody is resting or long, groove comes in to save the day, right? Cool. So there's all this. If you put sort of a lens, right, an augmented lens in these harmonies, and start seeing the voices, you see there's like a lot of interesting movements happening underneath, and you can show them in the arrangement. You can kind of tap into there, shed some light, you know. The melody goes, for instance, here, right? But when that note moves to this one, the chord moves underneath. There's a cool movement that you can tap into it. So there's a hidden voice in there that you can take advantage of and show that in the arrangement. So let's see, you can go. Somehow we can show that voice in there. What else? What else we can talk about here? As far as harmony, I am just right now taking care of some internal voices. And as far as harmony, the melody provide us a lot of opportunities to just under our finger stuff, you know. Diminish, right? 11. And the end, F minor. Also really under your fingers. B flat 13 with the 9 on the top. E flat major. This is a E diminished, which you can symmetry, right? You can totally use this, but the chart says B flat over F. Okay. I usually use sus here, like a dominant pedal kind of thing in F. Sometimes I use a sus for flat 9, you know, or sus flat 9 13, which is also symmetrical. You can also use a bunch of stuff there. And then I sometimes play around with common tones. I just put a different color. For instance, one thing I like to do here, by the way, that G7, sometimes, most of the times today, I use inversion, the bass on the third, just because the melody is the root. I just didn't want to waste more notes just having to play the root on the bass and then the melody, you know, and then I don't have a lot of, you know, room to do anything else, so I just put the third on the bass, right? That gave me a little bit more notes to play with, so I used the third in the bass there. Which I can also land through like a chromatic movement. E flat's my bass. That's just a cool Brazilian thing, right? And then I move from a chord to another. And then if I want to continue the thread of putting the melody in the middle, I have to play something on top. Right, that's what I did here. Putting that G in there. F sharp in the top. F in the top. So here, there's a part I was going to tell you. D minor. D flat diminished. C. So you can treat that chord as a 3 of B flat, right? D minor. Or you can do a 1 chord on the third of the bass with like a Ed 9, kind of cool, you know, or you put the major 7 there if you want. This is just a different, just slight different spice, right? As a 3 chord, D minor. Now, that's the 1 with the third in the bass instead. And what I was doing was playing around with that color on that inner voice. I was doing right? I was doing D minor and then moving that voice over here, and the chord becomes B flat over D. So I was playing around with that middle voice there. You can do that, you know, changing chords. And then I put a different color there. This is just me messing around with this, this shape that I like. Let's see in context, right? What's that? This is just a color I use, this shape on top of that note, and then I resolve back into D minor, but instead of just using a minor 7 thing, I use a more like 4th kind of voicing, right? D, G, C, F, which is, if I would just put on chord symbols, probably D minor 7 add 4 to the chord. Mess around a little bit, right? What was that? This is me messing around again with the privilege to have the 7th string in B, I can just use this substitute dominant there, you know, to F7, then the so-called Triton sub in jazz, which gives me a B7, you know, you can put 9, sharp 11, whatever you want, but in this case, I just use 3rds and 7ths and the big root with my 7th string. So I did a little chromatic move to the F7 and then substitute harmony and then boom. Alright. And then I'm ready. Alright, so that's another trick that I use there. Another thing I did here was when I was considering that note to be in the middle, right, I put my F sharp on top as the top layer. I can also, you know, and here I can already move the voice up, right? Meaning instead of the middle, the voice is now in the top. If this is my top, I can put the F sharp here in the middle. So that's a cool movement that you can have little, you know, just as pieces, as small fragments of material. They're so great for you to explore. They're so yummy, right? I'll show. You see? Cool, right? And then, hey, man, if I start, don't get me started. If I get these movements in the middle, I want to continue that thread. Then you like, you know, then it's party time and you can get all kinds of stuff happen. But that movement was there, you know, for the take. Why not take it? Right? So, and then you can also mess around with the 13 here. Middle voice again, right? Then I can resolve in the 9th, right? That one is a little tough to resolve. It's hard to continue that voice here because you have to, the melody jumps down pretty extremely. Then you have to just give everything we have in that little middle section. Then you have to jump up again. So this melody is quite interesting. Has all these jumps. I love this song so much. But I never played that in this fashion, the so-called Sambafying version. That's the first time. So most of the songs that I have been using as a platform to show the method, the Sambafying method, most of them I didn't have together. Like the way I give you the final shape or whatever. Alone together, I haven't played that as a samba before. This one I haven't played samba before. Others I did. Bluesette I did. Autumn Leaves I have. The Way You Look Tonight I have not, which was Mark's suggestion. So it's fun to kind of explore the possibilities you have. A few comments here. Francisco, Grazi, obrigado por estar aqui. Hello, Dario. Kwang in Vancouver. Hello, Vancouver. Wow. I hope the weather is nice there. It actually snowed here in Denver last night, which was interesting. It was actually cold snow. Everything's like white. Looks like Christmas over here on the spring. Nice voicing. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. My friend over there. How are you, brother? Thanks for being here. BGI in the house again. Cool. Any other questions you have on this stuff? Yeah, Dario, great. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Leave your questions, because we jump into maybe trying different keys and things like that, right? Because who told you have to play in that key? If you want to build a different arrangement, why not try different keys? It might give you, a different outlook on things. It is totally doable in B flat, as we just did. We have those options again, as I said, either change octaves up and then go back on here, all right? Or you can go middle layer. Right, totally doable as well, both work. I hope you guys got the idea of this. I mean, the method works again once more, right? When you follow the procedure, it works. It's victory accomplished one more time. If you properly apply the syncopations, confront, if you will, that with the bass, play those, figure out what the syncopation points are, what you have to do mechanically to keep the bass consistent, and then you just kind of play the middle layer into it. The melody will carry enough information to, the rhythmic groove information, as you already know. And whenever the melody rests or is long, you have a chance to apply the groove, bring the groove, or counter melodies, as I did show here today more than once. Cool. If you don't have any questions, and I'm waiting for some questions that you might have, don't be shy. Just ask. I'm here to answer them, hang out with you all. Shameless plug, right? Now that I'm waiting for some questions. If you want to learn this stuff, you have to go to BrazilianGuitarInstitute.com and book a call with me, because I do teach that, and I have a whole program. Brazilian Guitar Talk also will work. I have a whole program that teaches that, the Sambafying method, as I call, and we take tunes like that. These live streams are always uploaded there with the upgrade of the Brazilian Guitar GPT that I talked about here before. I'll show this some another time. I make summaries of all the stuff, and we discuss this in the live streams that we have every week, and much more. So I teach this stuff. If you want to be part of it, book a call with me, so to see if you're a good fit for this program. We have some members of the BGI here in the live stream today, as they usually are, because we have fun on these lives, take to our regular meetings and talk about stuff we discuss here. If you feel like so, book a call to be part of it, right? So now let's see if we have some kind of a key that would bring more of this Brazilian sound. And I tend to believe that the open string keys usually would do a bit better color-wise rather than the darker keys like B flat and stuff, compared to A or D or G. So let's try something like that and see what happens. Before I have a question from Vitor. I think the song will be nice in a more choro style as well. Why do you think? I agree. It also works as a choro. Let's see. Let's try. It works too. Definitely if you have like a cavaquinho, pandeiro. I'll probably move the bass a little more, right? Do more inversions, but there'll be a cool version. Be a little more more arpeggiated, a little more movement, more active in the bass department. If you would make a version more of a shorter groove, I'll probably have to spend a little more time making it more decent. Right now it's kind of but totally, it can totally be a more shorter thing as well. How about keys? What can we do with keys that would grant us some more spice in that? I don't know what kind of keys we could use this. How about G? Let's just try G. Well, first of all, let me tune my guitar, because as I said, my guitars don't love the Colorado weather. You always get sharp. How about we do any key? G, why not? Let's see what can we do in G. Start getting high here, so we gotta probably change this. Play high register here. For sharp 11. Then it gets a little high to go here, so maybe we change here. Nice sus-flat 9 there. Yeah, it works in G. You can play a cool version there. How about another open kind of sunny key? How about D? As if it sings to us. like D. These I think it works nice to play this song. Cool opportunities for that this ascending line I was telling you that is kind of hidden there. Another cool middle voice there. That trick with a three chord, F sharp minor, 3 of D major, right? Make it into a D over F sharp. Also works here. Open string, nice. harmonic possibility here. Nice D sus. D major, great key. I like it. I never played this song in D, so I'm gonna start doing that now with a samba vibe. It works cool. Like, I like it. So you see that if you change the key, you also open up a few possibilities for, you know, little color change here and there, little you know, middle voice kind of melody here and there. So another cool possibility is D major. All right, do you guys have any final questions before I go? Because it's still a busy day for me, but I definitely wanted to be here and hang out with you guys and go to this song. Anthony McKinney. Thank you, my brother. Anthony's an awesome bass player, and we play together quite a bit. He's in H-Town over there. Nelson, very nice. Thank you very much, Nelson, for being here. If you guys have any other questions, please do so now before I try to come up with a version that has maybe both keys. This is becoming a trend now. Play the sort of the full version of whatever and change keys. So hopefully that will work out this time. I don't know if I did that well last time, but I'm always trying. So this is live. So. All right, one more time. If you want to learn all this stuff, you have to contact me on the BrazilianGuitarTalk.com to be part of this program. The BGI, the Brazilian Guitar Institute, I teach all this stuff, and people are learning and are playing beautiful stuff over there. If you're interested, book a call with me. Come here, Brazilian Guitar Talk, or you can just go to Brazilian Guitar Institute. It works as well. Thank you so much for being here. The last round of comments here. Very nice. Yeah, we don't have any more questions. I miss you too, brother. Hope to get to H-Town sooner than later so we can hang out. Well, here's my attempt at playing this. Someday my prince will come. B flat and D major was a good key, was a winner, right? B flat and D major. Paulo Reis, amo sua interpretação de As It Is, grande som. Yeah. Great song. How can I not do that? Great song. Thank you. Obrigado, Paulo. So, Someday My Prince Will Come, B flat and D major. Thank you one more time for being here with me. I hope you got something out of this. This is Bala. Bala is here too, another BGI member. Thank you, my friend, for being here. This is usually put in our platform and summarized. I have missed the last few ones because I've been busy, but it will be summarized and we talk about it, and it's added to our index of stuff. We have a wonderful program in there if you're interested. BrazilianGuitarTalk.com. One last minute plug to be part of this program. You won't regret. I guarantee you have some students here. Someday my prince will come B flat and D. Let's see if I can pull that through. Let's see. And then I'll see you guys on the next one for sure. Let me go. there it is, my attempt in B flat and D major. So I had my moments there, but it was all right. Thank you so much for being here with me. And another member of the BGI here, Peter, my friend, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for being here. D major is a good key. Yes, I love it. I love it. You know, I'm gonna play in D major now too. BGI members, we're talking about that tune in the meeting if you want. If you want to learn more about this, again, book a call with me, Brazilian Guitar Talk, and get into the Brazilian Guitar Institute, because I guarantee you're gonna like it. Cool. I hope to see you guys next time on the next stream, probably next Saturday. And that concludes our stream of today. I hope you liked it, and have a great Saturday, rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, and have a great day.